Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Hip Hop Baby Single Review. It's your host, Lee. I'm with my boy Ray. We got a single for y'all. We usually do albums, but we gonna do a little single just because this one was so dope. We had to talk about it with y'all. PG Baby remix recently happened. It came out October 25th with Denzel Curry. We didn't really get to talk about this album with y'all, so we're gonna kind of just dive into this track.
Redveil, very talented artist. He's been upcoming on the internet, and I think he's been touring with people like AG Club, Denzel Curry, I think, right? Was Denzel Curry part of that?
Yep,
Touring
Mike
with AG,
Dimes.
Mike Dimes. He's came up a lot with the song, I think, Weights off his last project, but in general, that last project was well received for the most part. So he dropped another project. This was a song on it. He remixed it with Denzel Curry, because we know what's up with Denzel Curry, right? Dope artist. Spit his ass off. This was one of my favorite tracks on his album. So I feel like this was a cool way to help push this song, because this is one of my favorite songs of this year. And he produced it. Speaking on that, he produces a lot of his own stuff. He produced this track. What do you think about this remix? Was it worth it?
Yeah, man, I definitely think it was worth it. The verse Denzel delivered, the verse from Redveil, speaking about his days of growing up and kind of like moving into this weird period of stardom, how you move, how you transition, and you're not really the same as your homies, like back when days were solemn, like he said on the track. So I really think that it was cool, like him talking about that, and then Denzel kind of just going back and talking about where he grew up. His name is DC Baby, but he's not from DC Baby. He's with his PG Baby. I thought that was cool. He's just talking about him growing up. He's sitting on the sandy beach looking at the sands of time. He's trying to get closer to God. And while he's doing this, he's meditating. He's thinking about back when he used to be eating them quarter juices on hot days. And playing
in Carroll City, right? Chilling.
Yep.
Big
exactly,
chilling.
Bro. Exactly. So I thought that was really cool. The beat is amazing. So I just liked hearing different perspectives, different verses over the beat. This is a great track. I love this album. We might get to talk about it later when we talk about our top 10s. But
it needed this. Sure. Yeah, I think a guest feature was warranted, considering, like you said, this beat is nuts. Shout out to Redveil for finding this sample, finding a way to make it sound so good with the track, the hook. I could tell you ain't about to win if you stalling. I love the wordplay on this track, and I also think Denzel was the perfect feature, considering that Denzel has never stalled. Denzel has never, some people might argue that, he was with Double XL and he was with Kodak and all them, and all those other artists have blown up or they were way bigger at the time. Always consistently been going about dropping dope music and getting a win with his fan base. Never once been like, I need to try to sell and do a bunch of things to acquire new fans. I feel like he's always been about himself. Just like Redveil. Redveil, he received criticism from Needle Drop, maybe some other people saying like he sounded like someone else. But to me, Redveil is damn near the next generation. Like, he is an artist that has came up on the internet, built his fan base, and he's growing consistently. This track is the perfect track for both of them to rap about that and brag about that in their own way, right? Because even Denzel Curry, with his newest project, he mentions, of course, where he's from. But, him talk about Carroll City, Zone 3, like all those references, like that reminded me of back in the day when he was hungry trying to rap his ass off, or hungry trying to talk about where he came from and how he's made it now.
Yeah, see the duality of like the artistry, like somebody getting Denzel who grew up on the internet and Redveil who grew up on the internet. That's just awesome in itself. It does remind me a little bit of Denzel when he was first starting. This could be like, you could timestamp this as like nostalgic 64 for Redveil. And if that's where he's at in his career, bro, like that's amazing. Right, because Denzel, what he's got now is crazy. And the fact that he was able to rap with Denzel, like these were both very poetic verses. I think that his poetry went right up against Denzel's.
That's his verses were amazing on the track. I love the way Redveil, he lets it flow. I saw a clip of people clipping him breathing throughout the track. It goes with his music. It's natural. It comes off like he's just spinning what comes to his head, and it's poetic. It's a lot of wordplay. It's a lot of thoughtfulness into his verses. That's what really separates Redveil from other artists. It comes off like it's just naturally how he wanted to sound. Some people might say he wears his influences on his sleeve or sounds mastered a certain way, but I feel like it perfectly fits him. And this is a perfect example of a track of that. I wouldn't say should have been, it's a hit in the streets, obviously. I was playing this every day. So I was hyped to see a video and a remix, and it sounded like he picked someone who actually wanted to be on the track. Denzel rapped his ass off on this.
They were touring together, so they obviously had some camaraderie there and decided to make the track. That's dope, man. Redveil's he toured with AG Club too, so he's got a couple songs, he's got Truth with AG Club and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Denzel touching on with all the locals, fist fights, had us falling out with each other. It's silly because they my niggas, but really they are my brothers. I felt lines like that because personally, over time you grow, you argue, you might even fight with some of your friends, hopefully not too hard physically, but at the end of the day, as we grow in time changes, you got to realize like those were my homies, those were my brothers, those were the people that were looking out for me.
Yeah.
Denzel's always kind of kept it like that. It seems like he works with the people he wants to work with, whether it's producers like Ronnie J, coming up for a period. Now they both eating. Redveil seems like the same thing. He works with who he wants with, whether it's AG Club, whether it's, he's really connecting with people. And that's a dope thing to see. Because I feel like that was, if you were going to argue that was something missing from Redveil's music before, I feel like this album, especially this song, really helped me connect and start to see where he comes from.
I mean, he connected on, it was Niagara, right?
He connected. But I feel like this album helped a lot, especially this song.
Yeah, this one was definitely a little bit more. It went deeper into it, and we're swimming now, right? We're in the water, so we're with him, and we're further down the journey. I can't wait to see where it progresses.
You don't want to drown in this wave, throw your hands up, like Denzel said. Like
exactly,
Redveil is in emotion. He's been going for a minute. I think he's going to continue to come up if he keeps dropping songs like this and a bunch of the other songs on this album.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines from Redveil was, "Got my head up on the swivel, my hand close to my metal. Get the metal, bring it back to Largo, that PG baby never settle." Just going out and getting it, bro. And having to stay vigilant while you're out, but trying to bring it back home and celebrate with your people, bro, is something I can definitely relate to a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Another line that I really liked was I'm hitting every shot. Boy, that's the fucking fundamentals. Push it with conviction, hit this mission on the code. He kept the flow going throughout the track. There's a lot of quotables in this track because Redveil, it seems like he's mastered the fundamentals. That was a big thing with his last project, right? That's why some people really felt like he wore his influences on his sleeve, because it sounded like he had really mastered the fundamentals of what sound he was going for, and he recreated that. This is Redveil. That was Redveil before, but this I think is a more defined Redveil, and I think he's mastered the fundamentals and he's kept pushing. And that's why he had a big push for this album, as far as I was hearing other people saying this album was going to be one of their favorites. He did his thing with this song.
Stanza right before it, where he says, "Veil adjacent to the pot, you better not touch it till it settle," right? It makes me think of James Harden cooking up, bro. And then he goes right into there talking about hitting every shot, fundamentals, pushing it with conviction. He's really on his shit when it comes to, imagery, just wordplay in general. The metaphors, the similes, it's all there, bro. So if you like good writing and if you like a good flow, it's somebody who does all their own stuff. This is really one of those homegrown artists, that just be doing his own shit.
Yeah.
So
the hooks,
yeah,
catchy, but they're his hooks. Talking about, I can't trip about shit because I've fallen. Some people might not see that as the most happy, catchy hook, right? That's what people look for. But some people look for shit like this, and that's what I'm looking for. Relatable. You falling, of course, and then you have to get up. You can't, like I said before, you can't stop.
Yeah, life alert.
You can't think of... You can't think about mistakes you made or things you should have done. You have to keep pushing forward and address those things and hopefully learn from them and keep adapting. And I feel like he's done that, especially with songs like this. Keep them coming. Hey, man, eventually I want to hear Redveil on the radio. I want to hear more people talking about him. And I think he could do that even with this sound. It's catchy. It's what certain people are looking for. And I want more of it.
All right. Thank y'all so much for tapping in with this review. Let me know if y'all want more of this. Probably going to do more here and there as they come out. We like big concepts, but I can also do little ones too. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all check the little birdie in the Instagram right there. We be posting, comment,
talking shit, showing love, want feedback. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate anything, because like I said, this is a community and we all just want to chop it up about music or whatever it is. We can make it about music and talk about other things. You know how it gets on here.
Exactly. And with that being said, peace.
Peace.